Blackbeard is the most calculated character in One Piece, a strategic opportunist that gets everything he desires. From his initial mention in Drum King Island to his blazing introduction on Jaya, Blackbeard, much like Luffy, has been at the focal point of conflict in the One Piece world, orchestrating many of the major plot threads in the story. Blackbeard has his own rationale of anarchist freedom, and he lets that dictate his own course and route. He is extremely dangerous because he parallels Luffy's strongest characteristics. He gambles on the strings of fate and trusts his dream to guide his destiny. However, Blackbeard lacks Luffy's compassion, making him the most pirate. He is meticulous, cunning, manipulative, and cheats his way to get what he wants. Blackbeard is the perfect opposite to Luffy, and although he is an antagonist, they both share the same dream and are motivated to seek out freedom above all else. Blackbeard was a patient opportunist. For 20 years, he went under the radar on Whitebeard's crew, keeping a low profile and never disclosing his objectives. He stacked up his deck, getting a crew of key contacts he could one day rely on and who also shared his immoral nature. Once the opportunity presented itself, Blackbeard kills his crewmate, obtains the Yami Yami Nomi, and starts making his long play for the One Piece. His first real milestone would to become a Yonko, an international superpower who can compete with the likes of Shanks, Kaido, and Big Mom. For Blackbeard to accomplish that objective, he needed a crew that were strong and bloodthirsty like he was. The obvious answer was to set sights on Impel Down, which contained some of the most dangerous criminals in the One Piece world. And so, another stepping stone in the path paved the destination. Ally yourself with the world government so they can basically guide you in. Unlike Luffy, who characteristically challenged and opposed the world government on his path towards his dream, Blackbeard takes the opposite approach and takes advantage of the broken system. As Luffy counters the world, Blackbeard joins them. Luffy defeats the warlords and Blackbeard becomes one. To become a warlord, Blackbeard must do something worthy of acknowledgement, and after the chaos of Enies Lobby, in his eyes, Luffy was the most viable option. But as every action has an equal and opposite reaction, Blackbeard's crime on Whitebeard's ship couldn't go off unnoticed. And through the gracious gift of fate and Ace, who was bound by his moral duty and code, the final pawn to enact the first stage of his masterful plan was revealed, and he killed two birds with one stone. Blackbeard can become a warlord and set up a future conflict that would pin the Whitebeard pirates against the Marines. Teach desired the strongest paramecia, Whitebeard's Gura Gura Nomi, and if each event transpired in the way he imagined, he could overcome his greatest obstacle. The seeds were planted, and of course they bloomed in favor of Blackbeard. Each step of his plan was meticulously coordinated. He finishes off Whitebeard, gets the devil fruit he desires, and becomes an emperor. Remember, Blackbeard was laying the groundwork for this plan since he was 16. Blackbeard is a genius. A major theme in One Piece is this idea of inherited will. Just as Luffy has inherited Roger's will and dream, it would only make sense for Blackbeard to inherit the will of Roger's greatest adversary, Rox D. Zepek. This is also alluded implicitly through the name of Blackbeard's flagship, which is the Saber of Zepek. Just as Rox wanted to enact his destruction on the world, Blackbeard will do the same. Blackbeard is an amazing antagonist, and by the time he's fully fleshed out, he has the potential to be my favorite villain in anime.